Okay, let me talk about this course a brief. So basically, I was doing research around Azure Data Factory for quite a long time. And why this technology is gaining traction, the most important factor that is coming was the Fabric. So basically what Fabric is doing now is they are packaging everything. So whatever Microsoft has in their ecosystem, they want to package all of those things together. So now they want that if any organization or any person wants to work on Azure, so earlier there were three layers. One was like data engineer will be working on their technologies, then their tools, and then there will be data stewards or analysts doing it. Then there will be data scientists doing some kind of analysis and all those things. But recently, although it was launched quite a long, but it got matured enough after launching of this Copilot. So now the plan are like that. Snowflake is claiming their own ecosystem, and Microsoft is claiming their own ecosystem, and with their all wide range of things. So, from data engineering point perspective, Azure Data Factory is key thing for us. This is a bit related to data science domain, but not extensively, because for data scientists they have some other tools which are part of Microsoft Fabric platform. But the good thing is that when you log in into Microsoft Fabric, we already are getting training around Power BI. So Power BI is also part of that platform. Data Factory is also part of that platform, along with few other tools. So on one screen, we can have the entire ecosystem of Microsoft Fabric available, of which Azure Data Factory is one of the tool inside that platform. So in this course, we basically want to create a project where we want to understand like how it is going to help any data engineer. So the primary focus will be to understand the Microsoft flagship. So Microsoft call it Azure Data Factory as a flagship product because it is very much useful in doing data integration and transformation services. In addition, ADF covers some of other Azure technologies which make it a complete ecosystem. So what are those technologies? Like storage solutions. So they have their storage solutions available. So here you can see they are providing us with the Azure SQL database along with Cosmos. So Cosmos DB is also gaining lots of traction. And they have one more database available in this space. So two or three databases they have with them. Azure Blob Storage, we all are using. Then Data Lake Zen 2, creating warehouses and other things. So they have complete storage solution available. Then they have big data solutions. So what are big data solutions available? This is our big data solutions, which is Azure Databricks. So when you have the capability of Azure Databricks, we can use our Python, we can use Spark and Scala. But basically, Microsoft promotes this Spark is because Apache Spark engine is behind the scenes when we are working on Azure Databricks. So we have big data solution available, reporting and visualization already Microsoft is leader, and Power BI is properly integrated into this ecosystem. So we have this functionality also available. Then DevOps and CI/CD, which is also part of Azure. So Azure is very strong in their DevOps operation, like deploying the code. And we are all hearing these terms on daily basis in JCI. Azure DevOps is very strong team in Azure. Then the next thing come is the security part. So security is also getting covered up here using Azure Key Vault. So we know that whenever we are going to ask our platform team to create a connection for us, those connections are always encrypted in form of some token. So those token and those encryption comes from one of the services or one of the component of Azure Factory, which is security. So Azure Key are taking trainings and we are getting good hands-on with this technology. And finally, the new thing that will come will be the DevOps thing. So DevOps also we will see once our code is developed, once our these data pipelines are completed and our data is into the final shape, then we will deploy that code using DevOps and CI/CD functionality. So this will be the course structure. So basically, this is going to be a very simple project, but it will give us all the things which Data Factory is using. And after doing these hands-on things, we will get new ideas like how if we want to migrate our Informatica flows, if the need arise, so we will be on the right right track, at least that we know the path, how we have to travel. Any questions up to this point? Okay, so going to the next slide. So this is learning is an active process. We can learn by doing. And this is the famous quote by Dale Carnegie. And only knowledge that is used sticks in your mind. This makes lots of sense to me. And I hope to everyone, because this is very correct saying that only knowledge that is used sticks in your mind. Even a small concept, which you will, maybe when you are listening, you will think, okay, this is a very small if else logic, but when you start applying that, you will see that you will gain lot of new insights from this. Because when I am going and I am saying that okay, we can learn this technology, lots of people nowadays say no, no, it is very easy, like Azure is very easy, because we are into AI era. But what my thought process is, when you are saying something is very easy, first try and do it. If you do it in 5-10 minutes, and then you can say that this is very easy to others. Because every time when you deploy something, when you write a few lines of code, it become very difficult, because setting up environment, executing those code processes. So from first point of view, it will look like okay, this logic is very simple, I have learned this in my college days. But basically, you have to, the knowledge that is used is stick in your mind. And you can also say that once that knowledge is stick you in your mind, you can share that knowledge also, so that it will stick with you for lifetime. So now coming to our project. So this is going to be a COVID-19 data platform. So basically what happens, like when we have to do some kind of project, we need the data sets for practice. So from COVID-19 European website, which they have already published this data set on some of their platform, and they have given us for research. So we will be using this for this project. We will be extracting the data from this website, and then we will create a reporting and do the analysis of how this COVID-19 project is working. So basically, what will be the steps? So as I mentioned, the steps will be, first of all, data ingestion will be done. So data ingestion we will be doing from two sources. One will be from this website, which is European Statistical System, and another one will be in our blob storage location in the form of a CSV file. So from two things we will explore our data, and then we will apply some kind of a data transformations. So data transformations, basically we apply using three methods. One will be the very common thing, which Raj and Simran are already trying. So data flow. So we will spend some amount of time on data flows, and then we will also look into the capabilities of HD Insight as well as Databricks. So these three tools will be basically help us in all kind of transformation, whether it is a easy transformation or complex transformation, all will be covered up in this one. Once this data has been transformed, then we will go towards the data storage. So data storage will be in the form of Azure SQL databases. So when it will be going towards this one, Azure SQL databases, so it will form a kind of a data warehouse for us, from which we will do our Power BI dashboard thing. And the other thing will be our data lake. So data will also go towards data lake for our machine learning. Very simple prediction model we will try to create here. So this will be the high level architecture, where we will be doing data integration, transformation, orchestration, and data visualization will be done in Power BI. So this kind of dashboard we will plan to create once our data has been into our data warehouses. And then the new concept, which is although not part of our day-to-day thing, but for our knowledge, we will also give some amount of time on this thing, which is very important. That is Azure DevOps, because we daily used to listen about these terms. Azure DevOps, using continuous integration and continuous delivery. So once your data pipelines are created, we will set up some of the alerts in the event of pipeline failures or any unexpected behavior. Finally, once our pipelines are working smoothly, then we will deploy our code to Azure DevOps. And to implement the continuous integration and continuous delivery. So wherever any new changes coming to our code, it is part of kind of a continuous integration. So these terminology, if you pay some kind of attention, maybe you guys are not part of those meetings, but on daily PMO calls, there is a lots of discussion going around this. Like in INT 100, we have made this small change, so that is part of continuous integration. Now we are deploying it. So, and those are very small releases, like they quickly take. Now let's quickly discuss about what is Azure Data Factory. So Microsoft definition of Azure Data Factory is that it is fully managed serverless data integration solution for ingestion, for preparing the data, and for transforming all of your data at scale. So lots of information in one sentence. So let's try to look at the problem, what they are saying. So basically, this is the problem that Azure Data Factory is trying to solve. So in today's scenarios, what is the vast amount of data? We know that it is coming at very fast speed. The data comes from multiple sources. So every organization is working on multiple clouds. Some are on GCP, Azure, and AWS. And then data is structured, semi-structured, and coming at a varying speed for a near real time to schedule batch loads. So to stay competitive, company need to process and analyze this data as quickly as possible. So speed is priority for us. However, traditional data integration tools struggle due to the limitation of connectivity, scalability, and flexibility. But since our the data factory is serverless, so it can scale up to any level. It can scale up, scale down. So this is first thing which is it is solving up the problem. The other thing is multi-cloud thing which is solving, and business are generating more and more data every day. The volume of data has increased exponentially over the last couple of years due to this social media, other post structured, unstructured, JSON, and other data is also coming into picture. So in order to handle this variety of sources, on-premises applications. So the good part is that Azure has a very good connectivity with SQL also, because that is also coming from the Microsoft ecosystem. So the data is also generated at much faster rate than ever before. The rate at which data arrives could be near real time to the batches at regular interval. So the generated data is coming in variety of formats, and this data factory has ability to handle all forms of data formats. So either it is coming from on-premises, multi-cloud in different formats, or from our SaaS apps. So everything data factory can process. So now the data problem. So business wants this data to be ingested, processed quickly in consistent manner. So they want that it should be done automatically and on daily basis and in a consistent manner, so that they can gain the insight from the data in the form of dashboards and the reports. So data consumer can consume those data. So traditional data integration solution struggles here, because they will say that okay, 40,000 records are coming, that is fine, but next day when a huge report is coming, so maybe a month end closing is going on, and suddenly the report size get increased due to large number of invoices coming. So this kind of things data factory can scale up, scale down, and they can handle it. So this is the thing that they can easily solve. So this is a very big data problem. Scalability is very big data problem, and how they are solving it, they can ingest data from 90 plus different data sources. So they have again 90 plus connectors available for all the application, SaaS application like Salesforce, Office 365, and all the other applications. This is something very similar, like all other ETL tools are also having these connectors. So Azure also claims that they have 90 plus different sources to connect, and basically they are claiming that they have very good connectivity with the SQL Server. Then providing data transformation and analytics. While ADF offers built-in transformation feature, they have multiple built-in data transformation feature inside their loads. Data streaming workloads means data factory is not designed for supporting streaming workloads. What does that means? That Azure PaaS services, streaming workloads means very real-time kind of a data if you are getting. So for that also Azure Data Factory is not supporting, but they have other applications which are like Event Hub. So Event Hub is again part of this Microsoft ecosystem IoT hub, and some of the other applications like Spark streaming, Kafka, etc. So these are used for streaming services where real-time data is being processed. Then the next thing is for very complex transformation. So like other ETL tool where code-free deployment capability, ADF also lacks support for complex transformation. So we already see that they lack support for complex transformation, but they have some solution available here for which we will use HD Insight and Azure Databricks. So these two tools we will be using separately when we have very complex transformations. Azure Databricks. Okay, and the final thing is data storage solution. So Azure Data Factory is not a data storage service. Like it is not used to store the data. It is used to transform the data. So for data storage service, Data Factory is not used. It does not store any kind of data. It merely provide a compute required to process the data. Once data has been processed, data is returned to your storage solution. And we discussed there are three types of storage solutions available. One is Azure SQL database. The another one is Data Lake. And other thing is Synapse Analytics. So this is again coming from Azure. Azure Synapse Analytics is used to create data warehouses. Or then the next is Cosmos DB. So these are the 4 data storage solution provided by Azure. So with this, we develop a clear understanding of what Azure Data Factory is and what Azure Data Factory is not for. So from tomorrow onwards, we will start working on this project overview. We'll discuss on project and then we will start hands-on practice on all these technologies, transformations, integration. Basically, we spend most of the time on transformation. So what I want from you is I am also investing my time on exploring these. And in the meantime, you can also explore some of your time on data flows, HD Insight and Databricks. So these three capability will help us. Databricks will sure help us in kind of a deduplication because that is a complex kind of transformation for us. Any questions or any suggestions from you guys? Okay. Okay, thank you all for joining this session. So basically this is entire theory thing. From tomorrow onwards, we will start working on hands-on.
Thank you so much, Kapil, and eagerly waiting for the next session.
Yes.